Hi everyone, welcome to the registration portal for the Salvation Army Divisional events. There is a two-step process that each participant will need to complete before they can attend camp or an event. You can use the website on the screen, or you can go to carolinaclubs.org, click on the Camp Doc registration, and it will pull up where the registration link is. It will bring you to your Camp Doc registration. You can then create an account. The account is based on an email address and a password that you determine. Parents, staff, etc. will enter the email account that they choose to link the participant or camper to the Salvation Army Corps or clubs. You will notice that all required fields will be in red throughout the entire registration process. Some sessions may have different required information than others, but again, all required fields will be in red. If you already have an account set up, you can go ahead and put your email and passcode in and click Login. If you need to know how to set up a new account, follow the next steps. First, start by entering your email address and clicking Continue. Then you will also need to re-enter your email, your first name, your last name, and create a password. The password must be at least 8 characters with either a symbol or number and at least 1 capital letter. Then you hit Continue. Here you will enter in your phone number and mailing address. You will now begin entering the participants' information. You will need to put their first name, last name, sex, birthday, month and day and year, and then click Continue. Again, all of the red boxes is what you need to make sure that you fill out. Now you can choose which session or sessions the individual participant or camper will attend. This process will allow you to register them for multiple sessions at a time. Please make sure you choose the correct session based on the date and session name. If you are unsure, please contact your local Corps officer or club director. If you go to Camp Docs right now, you will not be able to register for camp. Only certain events will be open at certain times. Please see the email or flyer for a list of when events will be open and when they close. So you would click on Register for a new session. You will see a drop-down menu which says Select Locations. Make sure that you select the correct locations. Some locations with Boys and Girls Clubs or specialized programs will be listed separately. If not, just make sure you click your location. Then click Continue, and it'll show you which ones you are registering for. You can click multiple weeks to register for. You don't have to just click one at a time. You can do multiple, or then you want to hit Continue. Here's the protection plan. You can add the protection plan if you want to. You will have to pay for it separately. Most people decline the protection plan. Decline, then hit Next. It'll show you that you have 0 balance. You have now finished stage 1 of the process, and your screen will show that you are successfully registered the participant or camper for the specific sessions. You are not fully registered until you complete step 2. You will also receive a confirmation email stating that the camper is registered for the session at camp. So you want to hit Close, and you will see the health profile. Please notice the list on the right-hand side that has the red bullet points beside each category. As you complete this section, each one of those will turn green, showing that you have completed it. All of these categories have to become green before a camper is fully registered to be able to come to Camp Walter Johnson. So you hit Continue, or you can click on General Information on the right-hand side. Address, state, city, zip code, grade that they are entering in 2017, their t-shirt size, which also is in adult sizes, not just youth sizes, so make sure you pick the correct one. Depending on which camp you select, there will be multiple fields that need to be completed. These fields will be highlighted in red. Many of the sessions have attachments, such as the Camp Walter Johnson packing list and tips. Each of these need to be downloaded in the section, as well as the Salvation Army Camp Walter Johnson parent information. This may download into a separate window browser depending on your settings. After you download these attachments, click Next. If everything was completed, you should see a green check next to the General Information category. You then will move on to Emergency Contacts. You are to insert the name of the parent or guardian in this section. Then choose the relationship to the camper. If the address is the same as the camper, just choose Yes. Make sure you fill out your emergency contact. And then you will click the Next button. If your child is covered by the family insurance, you would click Yes. If it's not, you will click No. If you do click Yes, you will need to either upload it or manually put it in. We recommend that you upload it because it does save you a lot of time. And then if you look to the right, you see again, every time you complete a section, it turns green. Now we are on healthcare providers. You will enter the name of your healthcare provider and their contact information. Click Next. Your immunization records.
If the immunization is listed, it must be completed. Some sessions do not require immunization.
We strongly recommend that you attach your records because it would be so much easier, and again, it will save you so much time. If you do not drag and drop it, then you will have to manually enter all of the data in. Here's where you would enter it all in manually. And you will have to fill out all of the boxes because they are all in red. If your child did not receive that particular shot yet, then click Not Received. But if they have, you will have to go through and fill in everything that's in red. Then it's your health history category. You want to go through. These are going to be all yes or no answers. If you do click yes, you will be required to supply some kind of detailed explanation. For example, Chris broke his arm, but for everything else, we're going to hit no. Next is over-the-counter medications. For this camper to receive any over-the-counter medications while at camp, each individual item listed will need to be answered yes or no. If the over-the-counter medication is not clicked yes, even if you allow your child to have Tylenol or Pepto-Bismol at home, if it is not clicked yes, we will not be allowed to give the medicine to your child. Then click Next Step when you are finished. So we moved on to the next category, diets and activity, but I also see that there's not a green check mark next to over-the-counter medicine, so I'm going to go back and check, and I forgot one. So it will let you move on to the next category, but if it is not 100% completed, it will still have a red mark. Now we have a green mark, so we are good to go. Diet and activity. From the drop-down menu, you will choose either without restrictions or restrictions and adaptations. If you pick the restrictions and adaptation, it will require a description of why. Diet restrictions. Describe your child's diet. Is it regular, vegetarian, special foods? If you click special foods, it will also require a specific description as well. Do you have a physician's recommendation that requires special dietary modifications for your child? If you do, you will need to download the attachment and drag and drop it into the box. If not, just click no. Same thing for the milk. If your child cannot drink milk, then you will need to download the attachment and fill it out and drag and drop it back into the box. If your child is allowed to drink milk, then just click yes. Then click Next Step. The next section is allergies. There are 3 categories: food allergies, drug allergies, and environmental allergies. If your child is allergic to any food, for example, peanuts, you will click yes. and then you will type out what they're allergic to and what it does to them. Fill out the rest of the boxes. If it's no, same thing for drug allergies and environmental allergies. Then click next step. Does your camper take medicine? Yes or no? If you click yes, you will need to go through and pick which type of medicine he uses, the dosage, the strength, what time during the day, breakfast, lunch, dinner, when it needs to be given, and if there's any special notes that you need to add. If your child takes multiple medicines, you will have to fill out one of these for each medicine. If he takes Zyrtec and has a special eczema cream, you will need to make sure you fill out one for each of those, when they need to take it, how much they take during the day, and so on and so on. Again, if your child takes medicine and it is to be taken at camp, then you must complete one for each and every medicine that they take.
We're just going to go in and show you what it would look like if you did have medications. So we're going to pick Zyrtec, strength, takes 1 pill daily, say breakfast time, continuously. Allergies. Will Chris be taking this medication at the Salvation Army Camp Walter Johnson? Yes. If there is special instructions, you can put them down. If not, just leave it. Hit Save New Medications. You can see that Zyrtec and how much is under his medications now. If you have more medications, you can click Add Medication. If not, you can download Chris's confirmation form. I'll show you what that looks like. So it'll have his name, Chris Parker, date of birth, sex, what camps he's going to, and what medications, and when it needs to be taken, and at what time, and for what reason, allergies. The parents can sign it and send it back to the Corps officer, or they can just review it and say that they reviewed it, that it's correct. You do not have to turn this page back in. The nurse will go through and look at your medications that you bring and confirm it. But again, this might be a good page to print out to make sure that you have all the correct medications for your child for the summer. Again, we did this just so you could see what this page looks like. Again, it's not mandatory that you turn this in, but it is a good way to check and make sure that you have all of your medications that you need for your child.
If they don't take any medicine, just click no. You will hit next. Then you move on to the authorization category, and you will go through and you will type in your name, the parent or guardian name, and their relationship to the child, and click Accept Authorization. You will do that for the media release as well. That's so that we can take pictures of your child during camp. If you do not want us to take pictures of your child, you can decline authorization and they will just wear a special band. Continue down, and you fill the rest of them out as the same. If the child is old enough, there will also be a ropes course authorization that needs to be completed. If everything was completed correctly, the authorization category should now be green. Next is the food service category. You are required to download the food form and complete it. Once it is complete and signed by the parent, please drag and drop a copy of the document into the red box in the selection. If everything was complete, the food category should be green.
Once all the categories on the right side of the screen are green, then you will receive an email stating that the health profile is now complete. At any time during the registration process, you can log in and out and your data will be saved automatically. To log back in, you must use the same email address and password as you used in the initial process. All the data must be entered correctly before a camper or participant is eligible to attend Camp Walter Johnson or in any divisional events. If you need to enter a new camper or participant, under the same email, you can click the New Participant on the left-hand side of the page that is in green. You will then follow this process over again. Thank you for taking time to learn how to use the registration portal for the Salvation Army divisional events.